Thank you for joining our online reading session of the book, The Modern Mission of Srila Prabhupada. Om Agyana Dimranasya Gyananchana Shalakya Chakshuramritam Yera Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prishthaya Bhutale Srimade Bhakti Vikasa Swami Namane Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prishthaya Bhutale Srimade Bhakti Vedanta Swami Namane Namaste Saraswati Deve Gurvan Charane Vishesha Shunyavadi Kasyadya Deshatarani Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shri Vansati Gauri Bhaktivinoda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Mukam Karati Vachalam Mangalam Gayate Hare Yat Kripatamaham Vande Jivanati Shri Guru Niritaranam Paramananda Madhavam Shri Chaitanyeshwaram Yasya Deve Parabhaktiri Yatha Devi Tatha Guru Tasthiti Kaditahi Atta Prakashante Mahatmanaha Yonta Pravisham Achamam Prasuttam Sajiva Yatya Kala Shakti Tarasitam Nyam Chasta Charana Shravanato Gadi Pranam Bhagavad Purushaya Tubhyam Guruve Guru Chandra Radhikare Tadari Krishna Bhaktaya Bhaktaya Manavad Vagisha Yasya Vadani Lakshmi Yasya Vakshasi Yasya Astre Hari Nijaguru Harivanya Krishna Chitto Chitto Yatindra. Hare Krishna devotees, thank you for joining. So we are reading from the book The Modern Mission of Srila Prabhupada. We are in the volume 3, part 12, highest welfare work. In that we are in the chapter 4. In that we are in chapter 5. So we're continuing to read from chapter 5. Responding to queries about ISKCON's social welfare. Some new devotees have all joined. Jai Janaki Mataji. So Jai Janaki Mataji, you are from which part of India? Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna Mataji, you are able to hear me? Jai Janaki Mataji.
Yes, Prabhuji, yes, Hare Krishna.
Or you are from which part of India?
I am from Karnataka, Prabhuji.
Karnataka, okay.
Yes, Prabhuji.
Okay. Charvi Mataji, it is Mataji.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Okay. We'll continue. Chapter 5, responding to queries about ISKCON's social welfare. Everyone asks us that Krishna consciousness movement, why not serve the suffering humanity? They say always. And what you can do, simply like a madman, you are thinking that you can serve humanity. You cannot serve humanity. You have no such power. What can you do? If you want to give help to a diseased man and bring some nice doctor and medicine, that is good work, but does it mean that it is guaranteed that he will be cured? No. Therefore, you cannot do anything. You may think like that or you may act like that, but unless the Supreme Person sanctions, you cannot do anything. One is sure to suffer the material pangs of life. Nobody can stop it. So therefore, you should not try. Okay. Tamal Krishna Goswami noted an instance when Srila Prabhupada responded bluntly to such a query from one of the most prominent respected men in India. The next day, another member of the parliament, Sri Ram Jethmalani, came to visit Srila Prabhupada. Oh, Ram Jethmalani came to visit Prabhupada. Oh, great. Srila Prabhupada stressed again the importance of Krishna consciousness, and Mr. Jethmalani was favorably impressed. Mr. Jethmalani raised the question whether there was any social welfare work to be done by Krishna consciousness, and Srila Prabhupada told him that such was simply the business of dogs and cats. you say. This is the blunt reply of Prabhupada. Nowadays, people, they will not use these words called business of cats and dogs. I don't think any leader in ISKCON, I don't want to take their names, but I can take their names. They will never say this is the business of dogs and cats. We don't have nothing to do with data business. I can say, I will say, no problem for me, because I've heard Prabhupada saying many times and I repeat it. People get offended. We don't care whether people get offended or not. Yeah, during book distribution, we don't say unnecessarily, we don't argue with people. But in general, if they come to the temple and if they want to, they are already a life member and they are already in ISKCON, we need not mince our words in such a way that we are trying to become very good and good, noble-hearted, Priyam devotees, very nice, humble. Don't try to be humble unnecessarily. Useless this humility. Don't try to exhibit yourself as a very most humble person and then screw up the whole philosophy. You are humble. You're trying to be humble at one point of time, and you screw up the whole philosophy. You deviate from philosophy. There is no that humility is simply useless. If you are humble and at the same time explain to him clearly, strongly what is our stance, that humility has some sense, but this is senseless humility. Actually, initially when I came to Krishna consciousness, I was thinking everybody is humble because everybody joins their hands. They tell, Prabhuji, they join their hands and tell, request devotees, Hare Krishna. I was thinking this is the way we have to act, I think. I don't know, I was never, because, yeah, that we do it, but they humble and sit on the Vyasasana and speak all nonsense. What is this humility? This is not humility. If you are humble, then speak according to Shastra. That is first humility. Speak according to your spiritual master, as it is, that's all. Your adherence to Prabhupada will know how we are representing Prabhupada in the public, not your so-called humility. We don't want your humility. We want whether you are speaking, representing Prabhupada or not. Bharmejai humility. What is the use of humility when you are not able to represent Prabhupada as it is? It's not that we have to yell at people, shout at people, and then make a scene out of it. But we have to speak as it is. That's all. On speaking strongly in Srila Prabhupada's service, that you should do it again and again and again. That book. Okay, continuing. Our purpose was to end this material life. That was the purpose of human life, not simply barking social welfare. And getting nothing done. Mr. Jetmalani, the most eminent lawyer of India, was highly impressed. He promised to give all help for Srila Prabhupada's movement. An excerpt from that exchange. Ram Jetmalani. How is it the Bhagavad Gita doesn't emphasize public service? There is no emphasis on public social service. Oh, you, what a question. Yes, Srila Prabhupada, there is no need. You see, can anybody say that? Where is the social service? There is a public service. Prabhupada is saying there is no need. Arey, Sharira Madhyam Kalu Dharma Sadhanam. We need body to do the service. Does Prabhupada doesn't know that? It's there. See, there is no need. This is an annual conception. Actually, this is Abrahamic religious idea. In Abrahamic religious idea, there is salvation. There was a salvation army previously, and because they used to do these jingles everywhere. The salvation, how Salvation Army came into picture. Salvation Army was the army of God. They used to play jingles, play instruments, and go and sing the glories of Christ and Jehovah everywhere. But people used to question them that what are you doing to the society? Simply singing, and this will not. What are you doing? And then they got backlash so much so that nobody was contributing to them. And then they became the Salvation Army turned into a philanthropic organization, wherein they were doing Red Cross, they were going to these relief camps, they were going to these refugee camps, there were wars everywhere. So they used to go like this, and they got millions and millions of, and the so-called glorification of God, Jehovah Witness, the so-called glorification of God, going and singing jingles. This has gone to dogs like anything. The same thing has happened in ISKCON also. We were going and chanting Hare Krishna. We were opening temples, beautiful deity worships. The Govinda Madish Purusham prayers were going on. Very nice, very nicely. And somebody went to some fellow, told that, what are you doing into the society? I'm not doing anything. And they got an idea. Oh, yes, you are correct. We are not doing anything to the society. And they opened Akshaya Patra, Vishapatra, Annamrita, Govinda, Govardhana, Annakshetra, Annadhanam. What is that? What is that? What is that? Purusha. Pitru Paksha Annadanam, Ramanavami Annadanam, Janmashtami Annadanam, Akshay Tritiya Annadanam. 19th Akshay Tritiya is coming, so everybody to do Annadanam. Hey, nonsense Annadanam. We should have Annakud festivals. People should be called. Hey, come, take prasadam. Prabhupada is like, this is an animal conception of life. The dogs also are combined together, barking, makes barking. So what is the use of serving? Prabhupada is saying, what can we do? What service you have done? Have done. You cannot do anything beyond the laws of nature. In one day, everything is finished. The laws of nature. The law of nature is so strict, you cannot do anything. You are falsely proud that you want to do. It is not possible. We are not giving this knowledge to the person. You cannot do anything. First of all, you are a beggar. You may be a rich Ambani, Adani, but still you are begging from people. Array, take my Jio, take my Reliance Polymer, take my Reliance Communication. You are begging to the people, and people are begging, give me internet, give me technology, give me car, give me medicine, give me this, give me that. So each and every one is it's a finale of beggars. One beggar and another beggar. They are begging from Krishna, but nobody is following what Krishna is speaking. So this is all, they are falsely proud. Oh, I am doing something. Hinduja company gave 10, 20 food for life. He has contributed buses. He has contributed, what is that? Fans. This is no use. Is there any social activity which this Hare Krishna movement has taken? Serving the poor and needy. Srila Prabhupada's reply to this inquiry from a South Indian gentleman. Prabhupada was asked, is there any social activity which this Hare Krishna movement has taken? Serving the poor and needy. Srila Prabhupada replied to this inquiry from a South Indian gentleman. Srila Prabhupada's reply to this inquiry from a, okay. No, these things are being done by so many others. We are doing something which is ultimate. Yes. There the hospital gives some medicine, there is some disease, when there is some disease. But that does not mean there will be no disease. I guarantee that I give you this medicine, no more disease. We are giving that medicine, that no more disease. That is the best social work. Similarly, when repeatedly pressed by a sympathetic American journalist as to what social work his disciples perform, Srila Prabhupada stuck to his position that Krishna consciousness itself is the best welfare. Okay. Kartikeya Rishi, Bhakta Kartikeya Rishi, you can read. Chapter 6, you can continue to read from
Yes,
here.
Prabhuji.
Refusal to
Am I
aid.
audible, Prabhuji?
Yes. I was audible nicely to everybody?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Yes, continue.
Refusal to aid relief efforts. The following letter to Srila Prabhupada, featured in the Science of Self-Realization, presents what to most people would represent a perfectly legitimate appeal for aid in a crisis. Revered Swamiji, the residents of the Twin Cities are happy to have this opportunity to meet you and your esteemed followers. You may be aware that due to inadequate rainfall during the last 2 years and its complete failure this year, more than half of our state, Andhra Pradesh, a state in South India, is in the grip of a serious drought. With a view to supplement governmental efforts to combat this evil, a central voluntary organization of citizens drawn from various walks of life has been set up. The members of this organization surveyed the areas affected by drought. The situation is pathetic. There are villages where drinking water is not available for miles. Due to scarcity of fodder, the cattle owners are parting with their cattle for a nominal price. Many of the stray cattle are dying away due to unavailability of fodder and water. The food problem is also very serious. Due to high prices of food grains on the open market, purchase of grains at market prices is beyond the reach of poor villagers, with the result that at least 5 to 6 million people are hardly having one meal a day. There are many who are on the verge of starvation. The entire situation is most pathetic and heartrending. We therefore appeal to your revered self to consider how your society could best come to the rescue of these millions of souls who are in unimaginable distress. The committee would like to suggest that members of your society appeal to the bhaktas attending your discourses to contribute their mite to the Andhra Pradesh Relief Fund. The committee is prepared to send some of its representatives along with members of your society wherever you wish to distribute prasad to the hungry millions in the state. As Manav Seva is Madhav Seva, service to man is service to God, the committee is confident that even a little effort by your gracious society will go a long way in mitigating the sufferings of hundreds and thousands of people. Yours ever in the service of the Lord, T. L. Kapadia, Secretary, Andhra Pradesh Relief Fund Committee, Hyderabad, India. It would not have been difficult for Srila Prabhupada to accede to the request to solicit donations at his well-attended discourses, and doing so would undoubtedly have generated much goodwill. Indeed, fail, failure to cooperate with the relief efforts could have been widely viewed adversely. Yet, Srila Prabhupada's response was to basically refuse to help in any manner that had been suggested. Noting that the committee consisted of many important men in this country who are interested in relieving the sufferings of the people, Srila Prabhupada bluntly informed them that they should they should know for certain that without pleasing the Supreme Personality of Godhead, all their attempts will be futile. Srila Prabhupada gave a counter proposal, not only to the committee, not only to the committee members, but to all the leading men of India, to accept this movement very seriously and give us all facility to spread this movement throughout the world. He assured that by doing so, there will be a very happy condition, not only in India but all over the world. Addressing thousands in public lectures in Hyderabad at this time, Srila Prabhupada stated, Krishna, God, has made ample arrangement for our maintenance. Purnasya Purnam Adaya Purnam Eva Avashishyate. Ishopnishad invocation. But it is restricted by nature when we are sinful. We become atheists, demons, then the supply is restricted. Then we cry, oh, there is no rain, there is no this. No, that is nature's restriction. But from God's arrangement, there is sufficient food for everyone. Eko bahunam yo vidadhati kaman. He is supplying everyone. I have come just replying one letter from the Andhra Relief Committee. What will this relief committee do if Krishna is not satisfied? Simply by raising some funds? No, that is not possible. Now there is rain. Now you will get benefit. But that train depends on Krishna, not on your fundraising capacity. Yagyat bhavati parjanya. Bhagavad Gita 3.14. If you perform If you perform yajna, then there will be regular rainfall. If you avoid yajna, there will be restriction. And what will your plan and fundraising capacity help? Now there is Sankirtan yajna and rain is falling. This is a fact. So if you continue performing yajna, then there will be no distress, no unhappiness.
Okay, here the point is that rain depends on Krishna, not on your fundraising capacity. This fundraising, this is a very unique word in ISKCON nowadays here. Fundraising department. They have crores and crores. Krishna. So much fundraising is going on in all ISKCON temples to get funds for this, funds for that. But actually, yes, it is required. But as Prabhupada writes here, if you avoid yajna, there is a restriction. What will your plan of this? Actually, these Prabhupada's words are like spears. They don't want to read Prabhupada's books because they are like spears poking them that you can't do this. Because by following Prabhupada, you can't satisfy public. 100% sure. I'll tell you, if I give you in writing, if they speak according to what Prabhupada spoke, you will not please public, full stop, that's all. Public will never be satisfied, but Krishna will be satisfied. Because we want to please public, that's all. We don't please Krishna, we don't please Prabhupada. So this is what is the thing. Nowadays, we want to please the public. Hey, public क्या सोचेगी? पब्लिक भाड़ में क्या पब्लिक? अरे तुमको क्या बोलना है? प्रभुपाद को प्लीज करना है, पब्लिक को प्लीज करना है. Not to please Prabhupada or please public. Devotees are coming to temple. We should not ask them whether they should chant Hare Krishna or not. This is what is going on nowadays. Initiated devotees, they come to the temple, and the devotees who are in the full time in the temple, they should not ask. One devotee told me in the temple, Prabhu, you should never ask the devotees who are coming from outside that please, and you should not ask them. Why you should not ask? In one temple, my god brother told me, leader, he is a god brother, he is a leader, he told me not to tell people to chant Hare Krishna, just give them very nicely, let them come. He is a very big preacher. I don't want to tell his name. He told me very clearly, you should not tell public that they should chant Hare Krishna, nor devotees, initiated devotees, they come. Weekly once they come for Sunday program, evening. You should not tell them that they should chant Hare Krishna. You should not tell them you should read Prabhupada's books. Let them come, do service and go. Whatever it is, they will hear in the class. This is what is going on in the trend. So if we avoid people from telling, if you want to follow Prabhupada, then definitely. That's why I have been told not to become so, not to encourage everybody. I was personally being told by a leader, ISKCON leader in our society, not to encourage devotees. He told me very clearly. ज्यादा भाव मत दिखाइए प्रभु लोगों को. See the word, actually I should not say in Hindi because it will become more and I can say more poking. So I should if I tell in English, it is like a very sensible kind of a thing, formal kind of a thing. Hindi it becomes more this one. So we have seen. So they are unhappy. They don't want to follow Prabhupada. I'm giving in writing nowadays. It has become a trend like that. Even some of the Bhakti Vikas Maharaj also. I'm very sorry to say like this. Hare Krishna. Okay, continue, bro.
Yes, Prabhuji. Next page.
Okay. Yes.
Elsewhere, Srila Prabhupada explained why all such attempts are futile. Because people are without Krishna consciousness, they are being punished by the laws of material nature. No one can check this, not even by introducing so many relief funds and humanitarian institutions. Unless the people of the world take to Krishna consciousness, there will be a scarcity of food and much suffering. In a public talk in Hyderabad before thousands of attendees, Srila Prabhupada made the same point. Actually, there is no scarcity of food. Krishna is so kind. Eko bahunam yo vidadhati kaman. Kathopanishad 2.2.13. He is feeding many, many millions and trillions of living entities. In Africa, there are millions of elephants. Who is feeding them? Krishna is feeding them. So these economic questions, overpopulation questions, these are not actually problems. The problem is scarcity of God consciousness. This is the problem, therefore we are suffering.
Prabhu, Hare Krishna, Kartikeya, that
Yes,
is not
Prabhuji.
scarcity, that is scarcity.
Okay,
That is,
Prabhuji. Sorry.
I don't know. See, English is a funny language, I can understand because you can pronounce like that also, but generally it is called scarcity. It is not scarcity. I was
Scarcity.
hearing for the first time. Yeah, scarcity. It is not scarcity. Okay. I don't know. I'm not expert in English, but generally I heard so like that. I don't know if somebody can say like that, but it is called scarcity. Scarcity. Yes. Okay. Yes. Continue.
It is not that devotees are not sympathetic to the plight of the suffering. In fact, they are the best sympathizers. The Vaishnava or devotee is the perfect sympathizer for all suffering humanity. Other sympathy is not perfect. They are planning so many things, opening hospitals or charitable dispensaries, schools, lunatic asylums. These are all public sympathetic activities. They are, of course, good to some extent. If a man is suffering from the bodily ailments, if he is given some relief in the hospital, or if the society is not educated, give him education, this is all good work, undoubtedly. But the ultimate good work is not known to them. They are taking care of the external symptoms.
Uh, in one Shravan Kirtan camp which happened in Bharuch, near Narmada River, Prabhupada, Guru Maharaj, his name is Bhakti Vikas Maharaj, was giving lecture. And after the lecture, Maharaj opened for the questions. And in one question, one devotee asked Maharaj, please kindly hear very carefully what I'm trying to explain, why I made this point. Because there is a point over here that Vaishnava devotee is perfect sympathizer of all humanity, but others' sympathy is not perfect. But how Maharaj is turning. Actually, the whole discussion was regarding helping others and all. So one instance which happened, the question came that the devotee asked the question that Maharaj, if we see that some person is drowning in the river because Narmada river was nearby, and the devotee asked, if you see that some person is drowning in the river, and we are chanting Hare Krishna, we are doing our japa very seriously. So what should we do? What should we do? Can anybody tell me if you would have heard this answer? Or if you would have heard this answer, you tell me. Otherwise, what would be Maharaj answer? You tell me. What would be your
Prabhuji,
Maharaj answer?
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Prabhuji, I have not heard from His Holiness Bhaktivikas Swami Maharaj, but one lecture from Srila Radha Govind Maharaj, he said that no matter what is happening, we should continue our chanting, like even if earthquake happens. So I am hoping that Maharaj's answer will be the same, I believe.
No, no, no. Here the point is that see, we are having sympathy of others suffering, so we can give help. But if somebody is, the question is here. It is a point of common sense. It's not the Maharaj said. It is the Maharaj didn't say directly this one, but Maharaj told a thing which you will never think that Maharaj would give such an answer. I don't know which somebody heard or not. Maharaj said, "You also go and drown along with him." Because what is that question? You have to save him because you are in front of him. Somebody is drowning, and you are chanting Hare Krishna. Doesn't mean that you have to. You should continue chanting. You should go and save him. This is a point of common sense. And if somebody has fallen in front of you, you will not get him up. You will continue chanting. So it is a basic thing that Vaishnavas are also having that sympathy for all suffering. But how Prabhupada turns into real sympathy and external symptom, that is what is the whole point is all about. Okay, anyhow. Okay. And
Yes, Prabhuji. Why is a person, a living entity, put into that condition? If that condition is ended, that is real sympathy. A person is suffering from some disease. He goes to the doctor, physician. He gives some medicine, some immediate relief from the pain. This is one sympathy. Another sympathy is, why is the man getting such disease and suffering? Why not stop the cause of the disease? That is real sympathy. Highlighting the futility of conventional efforts to help the poor, Srila Prabhupada proffered the Krishna conscious alternative. The tendency of modern civilization is to give money in charity to the poor. Such charity has no spiritual value because we actually see that although there are so many hospitals and other foundations and institutions for the poor, according to the three modes of material nature, a class of poor men is always destined to continue. Even though there are so many charitable institutions, poverty has not been driven from the human society. The best solution is that of the Krishna consciousness movement. This movement is always kind to the poor, not only because it feeds them, but also because it gives them enlightenment by teaching them how to become Krishna conscious. We are therefore opening hundreds and thousands of centers for those who are poor, both in money and in knowledge, to enlighten them in Krishna consciousness and reform their character by teaching them how to avoid illicit sex, intoxication, meat eating, and gambling, which are the most sinful activities and which cause people to suffer life after life.
Okay, Prabhu. Other devotees can read. Thank you very much. Saurabh ji, you can continue.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Prasad distribution and other programs for the needy, while endorsing the distribution of Vishnu Prasad to the poor. Srila Prabhupada differentiated it from the mundane pious activity of poor feeding. Charity, or sacrificing your possession for the benefit of others, is also yajna. But they are called karmakand yajna, rotative activities. By such performance of yajna, one can elevate his material position. Just like feeding the poor, it is also yajna. But the same thing, if it is dovetailed in Krishna consciousness, that becomes perfect. People are much inclined to feed the poor with sumptuous food, but it can be done in a little different way by foodstuff offered to Vishnu Prasad. Distribution of that food is better than ordinary distribution of foods. Ordinarily, that is punya, pious activities. But when it is in connection with Krishna, this is called yag, dravya yag. To distribute food and clothes, that is called dravya yag. But yag can be said when it is done by dovetailing the activities with Krishna consciousness. Our poor feeding
Okay.
and the
So here, so here, so here, Prabhupada is making a very beautiful point. Actually, I never heard this. Distribution of food is better than ordinary distribution of foods. Ordinarily, that is called punya. So that is punya activities are different than. So you should actually make note of it. What is done by punya and yagya? And without connection of Krishna consciousness, connection with Krishna, that is without, there is no yagya. Yagya means yagya vai Vishnu. Oh, should be there. Krishna should be there. What our devotees are doing, they know that people should be fed prasadam. What they do is that because they cannot, because prasadam means How a karmi can cook and offer to Krishna? They cannot. You cannot offers anything and everything, whatever is cooked and offered to Krishna. But they know this. So what they do, they just cook by the karmi, and some photo somewhere, everywhere is there. They may offer, may not offer. Who knows what they do? And it is mechanized, and it is commercialized, and so many people are involved, and tons of food is prepared. So definitely it is not yajna. Yajna means tons and tons of food is made by devotees for offering to the Krishna with love and devotion, and then it is served by devotees so that people can become devotees. Here, the whole thing is not for making them devotees. The whole thing is just to help the government. They also advertise, as we read previously. We should not advertise. What they advertise? Government is not having funds. That's why we are doing. Right? Government doesn't have any funds. Billions and millions of dollars RCB can have. RCB is being sold for $1.3 trillion. Huh? You sell in IPL $1.3 trillion for IPL. Government cannot have money. Here, private organizations have millions and millions of dollars that government doesn't have. Huh? That is, you build a new parliament, government has money. You build a new Sardar Patel, big this one, you have money. You build a big Ambedkar statue, you have money. But for doing this one, you don't have money. Huh? Whom you are fooling? Hmm? So this is actually, this is cheating in one sense. It is not even punya. Punya means they know they are doing something for the people. Hey, in one sense, you are collecting for Krishna. You are telling people that ISKCON is doing Krishna, everything, words you speak, or Prabhupada has spoken, and take money and utilize, instead of utilizing for Krishna, utilizing for some Tom, Dick, Harry. Huh? So you will get papam. That money, actually, money utilized, it is very great, big karma, big fat karma it is. You have to be very careful. That's why so many problems are going on with those devotees who are involved on all these things. They cannot chant properly, they can't read properly. Over a period of, they developed so many bodily ailments. You see them, they are looking so worst kind of a, their devotional service is fully collapsed. Huh? They fight amongst each other. The devotees fight amongst each other. They yell at each other. They tell bad words. This is all because of not following. This is all because of Guru Avagya. This is all because of offenses to the holy name, offenses to Shastra, and offense to the Guru, offense to the Parampara. You don't know what kind of, because having a responsible post is different. Responsibility, because we know all these things, we are responsible for that. That's why we suffer a lot. People don't understand. Devotees don't understand this, and it is a very pathetic situation. If we don't understand now, then we have to suffer again and again, more and more, in a different ways, and we will never understand how. Will no clue how this is happening. This is happening because of आपके ही खुद के करतूत है. It is because of your own activities. Okay, continue, bro.
Our
Somebody
poor
drop.
feeding, our poor feeding and their poor feeding is different. We give prasad by eating, he will become Krishnaized. He will be he will become a devotee. And ordinary eating means he will eat and go to hell. Starting from Mayapur, Srila Prabhupada wanted to expand mass prasad distribution throughout India, noting that ISKCON food relief will make our movement very popular in India, and requesting American ISKCON leaders to send him as much money as possible for food distribution in India. To Jai Pataka Swami, he wrote, the Gurukul and poor feeding program should be developed and it will make us very popular. He termed this a very important program and had certain disciples requisition supplies of grains from the US government. The American government agency which is providing us the foodstuff for Mayapur is prepared to give us much more provided we fully utilize what they have already given. I am in- informed by Guru Das that the distribution program in Mayapur is not very widespread. Why have you neglected this very important program? I want that you shall distribute prasad at least to hundreds of persons daily and advertise very widely all over Nadia province for people to come there and take prasad daily without charge. Otherwise, the whole thing is a farce. We have worked so hard for so long to get this food stuff donated by your government, and now we are neglecting. And if you expand this program to their satisfaction, they will give so much more of different varieties of foodstuffs, and we can expand this program widely throughout India and become very popular with with the people as a whole. So try to expand this program as much as possible at Mayapur. We can organize distribution of prasad all over India in factories, schools, and so on. If we simply have kirtan and distribute prasad everywhere, there will be good respect for us. So I hope you will stick very closely to this matter of acquiring surplus foodstuffs from your government and seeing to it that the food is distributed widely through, throughout India by our Krishna consciousness devotees. This is a very great favor to me. Along with grains from America for huge prasad distribution, Srila Prabhupada insisted requisitioning cloth for distribution. Very soon, Kamal Krishna is going to Bangladesh and he shall initiate a huge prasad distribution program there. So I don't think your estimate has been too high. In fact, we may very soon have to increase it as they are distributing in Bombay extensively. And if you begin that program in Vrindavan, cloth also we shall get enough cloth from Bombay and Ahmedabad mill owner as soon as the public begins to appreciate this prasad. So kindly consider it very important to begin this collection of foodstuffs from your government immediately for dividing among our India and Bangladesh center by instituting mass prasad distribution and similar programs for the needy. Srila Prabhupada encouraged the tendency of altruistic people to donate to help the poor. This food distribution program is to be done very nicely. Generally, people make a plea that why are there so many hungry and naked? So we invite all hungry and naked people to come to us and we will give them food, clothing, and Krishna consciousness as well. This will attract the general public and there will never be any shortage of food. So continue regularly. In Bombay, there are many generous persons who like food distribution programs, and actually, our temple should be the Via Media, that is, agency for feeding the poor with food and spiritual knowledge. I am very glad to hear that Mr. Jalan has given rupees 10,000. As our work progresses, especially the building itself, the school, and the prasad distribution programs, these will put us very favorably in the public eye, and many big men in Calcutta can give tremendous sums for such good public welfare work. Poor feeding by devotees is meant to prepare the hungry for receiving spiritual instruction. Now I am especially concerned to distribute grains in the form of dal and rice prasad to hungry people all over India. The people here are very disturbed, partly due to nature's punishment and partly due to the mismanage, mismanagement of the demon class of men. Food is not available. If people do not even have sufficient food, they will not even be able to receive spiritual instructions. And by extensive prasad distribution to the hungry, the whole of India and when the world can be won over. I am hopeful that if we can widely distribute free foodstuffs to the people of India by giving it out at our centers as well as by traveling parties to villages, we will win over the whole country and the whole world by this activity on Krishna's behalf. In an oft-cited anecdote related by Jai Pataka Swami, after devotees had honored a feast in Mayapur, Srila Prabhupada saw local children fighting off dogs for leftover scraps thrown out along with the used leaflets. Tearfully, Srila Prabhupada said, "The temple is the house of God. God is everyone's father. In the presence of Father, the son does not go hungry. So we have to make arrangement that people get fed. We have to organize in such a way that nobody within a 10-mile radius of the temple is hungry." Accordingly, ISKCON Mayapur started a regular public distribution of prasad at its premises, and that program became known as ISKCON Food Relief, an initiative that Srila Prabhupada wanted to extend widely, especially in India. In all our temples, the prasad distribution should be so random that within 10 miles nobody should remain hungry. There are many persons in India who are hungry half the time. So if you distribute prasad, come over here. You are hungry, take prasad. If I cannot supply daily, I'll supply at least 2 days, 3 days weekly. At the Hyderabad farm, Srila Prabhupada wanted centers in every direction, every 10 miles, initially feeding at least 1,000 and increasing to 10,000 daily. However, this program was not only for India. Srila Prabhupada agreed to a proposition that the food relief program started in India could also be used in other countries where there are similar economic problems. And in Melbourne, Australia, he sent out a general invitation. Come and eat. Why he should remain hungry? We invite everyone. Come here, eat, no charge. Why he should remain hungry? Let us increase this program. And all hungry men of Melbourne city, come here. Take your eating sumptuously. We can feed unlimitedly, provided the government helps.
Okay,
Spiritual
bro.
focus.
Okay, okay, bro. Hare Krishna. Somebody else can read. Okay, Atindriya Prabhu can start.
Yes, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. After a long time, you are coming.
No, Prabhuji, I was there yesterday also.
Oh, you are there yesterday. Okay, I'm sorry. Okay, Ramdas Prabhu, you have something to say?
Hare Krishna Prabhu. I'll say at the end, then I'll speak.
Okay, okay, Prabhu. Atindriya Prabhu, continue.
Yes, Hare Krishna. 8. Spiritual focus of welfare programs. Unless one comes to the spiritual platform, even on the mental and intellectual intellectual platform, he cannot do any good to the society. While encouraging certain social welfare programs, Srila Prabhupada cautioned we should be very careful not to be misled by so-called welfare activities conducted in bodily terms. If one is at all sympathetic or able to do good to others, he should endeavor to raise people to Krishna consciousness. Further cautioning, when one assumes a role in goodness by starting philanthropic and altruistic activities, such activities become impediments on the path of devotional service. Accordingly, Srila
One
Prabhupada
thing I want
instructed.
to
Yes, Puri.
One thing I wanted to just tell this here. Very important thing which I just noted. Ah, ha, ha, ha. I wanted to emphasize that. Yes, if the people do not have even sufficient food, they will not be able to receive spiritual instructions. So main important, poor feeding by devotees is meant to prepare the hungry for receiving spiritual instructions. The point why we are distributing prasadam is that those people who take prasadam should make their mind and heart and activities in such a way in their life, they should be ready to receive spiritual instructions. Why we are feeding the people? Why we are giving prasadam to people? So that over a period of time, what we speak, the message is more important for them. That will give them real. That is the reality. So if they are unable to receive, like for example, how many of those who give big donors, those who give to the ISKCON or whatever it is for poor feeding, how many are interested to sit and hear? They're not ready to sit and hear. They cannot hear hefty topics. And our devotees, I don't know how many people they are doing it, but they should prepare them for making them to hear. Simply taking donations, this will not work. So what we do is that we simply take people's money and then we don't bother whether they are progressing in Krishna consciousness or not. That I have seen so many times. We distribute the books. We they give us hefty amounts. We tell them that we send like one devotee tells to be public that no, we are building a temple. I don't want to say where and all. He used to he distributed so many books in one day. He's like big distributor. He told to people that we are constructing a temple. We do this one. You will get every month whenever your birthday is there or your kid's birthday. Every birthday we send you very nice prasadam, this that and all, and then they take the books and we don't bother them at all. We have seen. We don't bother them. We want them their money. That's all. We want our book scores. That's all. We don't bother whether they are progressing in Krishna consciousness. We don't bother at all. I have seen many devotees. They don't bother at all. Whether they don't preach so much because if I say all these things, then it will be a very great controversy. But the point is that okay, just leave it. But main thing is that why we are doing all these things, why we give these books, why we speak to them, because they should prepare them. It should prepare them for Shravanam, Kirtanam, Vishnu Smaranam. That is more. But Shravanam, Kirtanam is. They should be ready to sit and hear, or they should be ready to hear from us. They are not hearing from us. They are hearing from Virat Kohli. They are hearing from Chandrababu Naidu. They are hearing from Akhilesh Yadav, they are hearing from Lalu Prasad Yadav, they are hearing from Yogi ji, Modi ji. This hearing will not help him. Kindly come out of your nonsense idea that we want money. No, we want people to take up Krishna consciousness. We want to make them hear what Krishna is speaking. We want to make them, अरे मोदी मन की बात क्या बोलेगा यार, मेरे को समझ नहीं आता, फाड़ में गया यार. मोदी मन की बात, योगी मन की बात. What those fools know what is Krishna consciousness? People are hearing from them, they are not hearing from us. We should prepare them to hear from us. How many people are hearing? They want to hear. We want to speak what they want to hear. No, we want to speak what Krishna wants us to speak. We want to speak what Prabhupada wanted to speak. Uh, what is the use of speaking about mothers, how they should be? What is the use of speaking boys? How should they behave with girls? Girls, how should they behave with boys? Girls should remember 3 things. Boys should remember 5 things about girls. What is this nonsense? Where you get all these ideas of giving this one? If you people are prepared to come to hear from you and you speak all these mumbo jumbo, hocus pocus, claptrap, all these nonsense, why you speak all these things? That's more important. I'm getting so much of disturbed because of our devotees speaking all sorts of mumbo jumbo. Of course, who cares whether I get disturbed or not? But the main thing is that we have to prepare them for giving spiritual instructions. That is more important. They are not prepared, then our big things like jumping melancholy. It is just simply waste of time. Yes, Prabhu.
Yes, Guruji. Yes. While encouraging certain social welfare programs, Srila
I
Prabhupada
think
cautioned.
this is over. I think this is over.
Yes,
Here you have to read from
yes.
accordingly.
Yes. Accordingly, Srila Prabhupada instructed that prasad distribution to the needy should be accompanied by explicitly devotional activities that distinguish it from mere poor feeding. Poor feeding. In Vrindavan, we can begin this prasad distribution program also. Of course, in Vrindavan, there are many chatras outlets for distributing food, but we shall also give them Krishna consciousness. That will be unique.
Okay, धर्मशाला बोलते हैं उसको छत्र बोलते हैं actually. Chhatra is also called as dharmashala, or in Andhra we say satram. Satram we say. Satram means a place where you get food. Previously, when people used to travel from one holy place to another place, they were never cooking. In Kashi and in Gaya, in Naimisharanya, there are people who will give you patra. Patra means the cooking vessels, and they have give gas. And I many times my mother and father, when they visit all these places, like especially Kashi, there is certain people they give this. All sorts of utensils, what is necessary for them for cooking and for doing. They used to cook and they used to feed themselves. They used to cook. They can purchase everywhere all those ingredients and they give everything and you have to cook. But nowadays hotels have come, so this satram, these chatras or dharmashalas, they have gone. They're not there nowadays. Everywhere there is fast food centers. In big pilgrimages also you have fast food centers, chowmin centers, Maggi, noodles, everywhere is available. But previously it is not like that. Yes, Hare Krishna.
Yes, ma'am. Clarifying his instruction that our temple should be the via media for feeding the poor with food and spiritual knowledge. Srila Prabhupada emphasized to not go to poor areas and not to the emergency spot. Regarding food distribution, they may come to take at our temple with traveling Sankirtan, we can distribute. Wherever we go, but not to the emergency spot like that. Because the best humanitarian work is to give knowledge to humanity. It is insufficient. It is insufficient to give food without knowledge. If I give some food, that is good work, but that is not sufficient. I may give food, that's all right. You give. We also give prasad free, but that does not mean. But that does not mean simply by giving prasad we are silent. We give knowledge also. This is the Krishna consciousness movement. Food, automatically you have to give. There is no prohibition. But at the same time, knowledge. Without giving knowledge, if he remains ignorant, just like if you have children and you don't give them education, you simply Feed them. That is not your proper duty. You must give knowledge. Indeed, poor feeding is nonsense unless accompanied by the imparting of spiritual knowledge and similar activities. If we open a branch in Madras, actually there are so many poor children there. Spiritual education and food, that is proper. Simply supplying food is nonsense. Spiritual education means just to inject our philosophy in their ears. Externally, they chant beads, wear tilak, without any discrimination of Hindu or Muslim or anything. Insisting on this, Srila Prabhupada asked, concerning mass prasad distribution in Mayapur, when you distribute prasad, do you have kirtan also? To which Bhavananda Goswami replied, yes, up and down the aisle. When we are distributing the big prasad, then we have a kirtan party. Srila Prabhupada again made the point, they must hear kirtan. He also desired that those taking prasad join in the chanting. He proposed to announce in the farm, in the village, come on, any number, I shall feed you, come here. Chant Hare Krishna and take prasad, and we shall increase the quality of the prasad. They will be very pleased to come and chant, that I want. Also, Srila Prabhupada insisted that prasad be distributed, not mere food. Prasad, not ordinary food. From all our centers, you can distribute food, prasad, because that prasad means they will gradually become Krishna conscious. Otherwise, if you give them ordinary food, they will get strength and they will increase their sex desire. That's all. Another way, Srila Prabhupada saw how Krishna consciousness could be combined with what others see as social service was in treatment of mental disease, overriding the objection that doing so would be like mundane charity. He acquiesced to a request by the governor of California to assist in helping improve conditions in psychiatric hospitals. He said, wherever we get an opportunity, we shall chant Hare Krishna. This is our method of curing. Chant Hare Krishna. Go there, prepare prasad, offer to the deity, ask them to chant. That is our treatment. If you want that treatment, this is our treatment. Clearly, Srila Prabhupada welcomed the goodwill that can accrue from mass prasad distribution and other such programs. However, he also warned to not advertise mass prasad distribution and directed that BTG is not meant for advertising ISKCON food relief. Srila Prabhupada ordered.
Directed.
Yes, Prabhupada.
And directed. Yes.
And directed that BTG is not meant for advertising ISKCON food relief. Srila Prabhupada's order in another letter, 1 August 1972, quoted above, to advertise mass prasad distribution is not contradictory. One directive is to advertise widely to the public to come and take prasad. The other cautions against promoting this program in a manner meant to attract the attention of potential donors. Shivram Swami comments upon this apparently ambivalent approach. Srila Prabhupada often remarked that it is not our business to try to gain popularity by posing as a welfare institution. One that, for instance, feeds the poor. This kind of posturing misleads both the public and the members of our own society. Furthermore, by identifying with charitable acts as the ultimate service to humanity, devotees accumulate obstacles that are as burdensome to their spiritual lives as those created by sinful acts. ISKCON's only concern should be to distribute pure devotional service. To qualify people for the process of pure devotion, the society distributes Krishna's mercy in the form of sanctified food to rich and poor alike.
Okay, we
Yes,
have come
we
long
will.
way here. We will stop here and we will meet to continue to read from part 13. Is it 13?
Yes, Prabhu.
13. Other religious paths, perspectives, and interactions. Okay, we'll stop here. If devotees have anything to ask, you can ask. Otherwise, I'll go to Ramdas Prabhu to ask. If any devotees have first to ask, you can ask before I go to Ramdas Prabhu to ask, speak. Other devotees, anybody has anything to say or ask, or you can do so. Nothing. Okay. Okay, Prabhu, Ramdas Prabhu, what you want to say or ask, or what is that?
Hare Krishna, Prabhu. Nirvana
Hare
Pranams.
Done. Yes.
So, one thing is that a lot of time, we don't see this as much. Is like we're not trying, and I think this is one of the points you touched upon, and also what Srila Prabhupada has mentioned. At least what I see, from what my small understanding can understand, is that we should try to give
Krishna consciousness in some form of way. We should try to give them. It's like sometimes, see is like, somebody might not want to take books, and this is where prashadam comes in. Give them prashadam. You give them something for Krishna.
Yes.
Like the other day, I think I was talking to some Christian preachers, and automatically when you're talking to Christian preachers, they're just firmly strict. One devotee already approached them with books, but at least I was trying to give them something that they will leave it, that they'll benefit from Krishna. So I changed my name. My name became Ganga at that time. And I was like, can you say my name? And, so the thing is, like, a lot of time we more on trying to give or get money or Lakshmi or, because even though we hear so much in the scripture that it talks that, we shouldn't depend on the results so much, we are focused on this. A majority of the time, you look around, you see everybody's just focusing, like, how can I give out more? I mean, it's one thing if you want to do it, like, because I'm doing it to serve Krishna. It's another thing if I'm doing it because I gotta do it, or I want to look good, or these things. This is a completely different mindset. It's a whole different mindset. And with those mindset, if you don't, if you don't have the proper understanding or the proper way of doing it, then the mindset becomes, when you interact with people, you're not trying to give them Krishna anymore. It's not about Krishna, because you're so caught up in like what it is I can get, or what it is that I'm trying to do. And this is there deep. Yeah, Prabhu, you want to say something?
No, nothing. I just wanted to say that, see, the thing is, sometimes it so happens that I heard from Maharaj saying that many times during book distribution, it is different. Like, you want to give books to more and approach more and more people for giving books. And if our attitude is to give books more and more, to approach more and more people, whether they take or not, we don't know. And that is one thing. And we may spend time with few people and give them Hare Krishna mantra, give them books. If they're not taking books, maybe just to chant them and encourage them and inspire them to chant Hare Krishna. So that is also one of the activities few people do. It's not this one that we have to only give book, and that is also one of the approach. Like, some people, they just focus on giving books to people and they don't bother whether, like, whether, yeah, it's like that. We have to distribute more books to people. We have to reach out, and Prabhupada will do the rest of the thing. That is the whole idea. And somebody wants to give them only prasad, just give them prasad, so that at least he will be prepared in future to get spiritual instructions or something like that. So yeah, there are so many ways they can do it. Yeah, whatever you're saying is correct.
And one other thing is that, which is the point I think we brought up on the last time that we had class, at least the last time I was there, about prasadam distribution. Is hammering down this point that we should, prasadam distribution is to make them prepare to gain spiritual knowledge, to gain this Krishna consciousness.
Receive
So,
spiritual instructions.
I'm sorry?
Receive spiritual instructions.
Yes. Yes. So, sometimes it might not be something right off the back that where I give you prasadam today, let me preach to you today, let me go. No, it's something that can happen over a period of time. But one of the main thing, and what you mentioned last week, and also what is mentioned by Guru Maharaj and Srila Prabhupada, it has to be cooked by devotee, it has to be prepared by devotees. Because what is the point? There is no. I think you highlighted this one as well. If you just give them prasadam, and first off, if you just give them prasadam, it says it'd be just increasing their strength for sexual activity, I think. But imagine so if it's being cooked more so by non-devotees. Imagine what we're doing to their consciousness. So these things are important.
Oh, why is this happening like this? Yes, non-devotees, it's more havoc. It's creating more problem to them. I can imagine that.
Yeah. So another thing as well is that a lot of time one might hear that this one is doing amazing, that one is doing amazing, but and they want to follow those people. They might want to follow them. And the thing is that you have to see, it always tells in Shastra, we have to be aware, we have to look and see what's happening. It's not just like, oh, we want to be like that. And this is when most people they fall into this category, in the sense of like, yeah, I want to do this, I want to do this, I want to learn from this person, I want to learn from that person. But it's good to see and also understand what's happening around in the whole thing. There's nothing wrong with learning from someone who's doing great, but make sure that they are doing great and they're not cheating you. Anyway, Hare Krishna.
Okay, Hare Krishna. Okay, thank you very much. Devotees have anything to say or ask? Anything else? Then otherwise we will stop here. So, okay, we will stop here. Maybe we will meet. What happened? Thank you very much. We'll meet tomorrow at 7:15. Vanshakalpatarubhyascha kripa sindhebhyo. And I request devotees to please come on time. Please try to come on time. That is good for you and good for me, and so that we can utilize that time. Vanshakalpatarubhyascha kripa sindhebhyo paditanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namah. Anantagoti Vaishnava Bhakta ki jai. Jagadguru Srila Prabhupada ki jai. General Bhakti Vikas Swami Maharaj ki jai. The modern mission of Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Hare Krishna.